Hey everybody, I'm Alice Ford and I make these videos every Sunday. If you're new to my channel, please hit that little subscribe button in the bottom right hand corner of this video. As many of you know, I love to hike, and in March I'm going to be hiking Mount Kilimanjaro, so I'm going to be doing a lot of training hikes from now until then. And I wanted to give you guys a little peek into what my essentials are when I go on a day hike. And this is for any of you that want to get more into hiking or already hike, but seem to find yourself missing a few things when you head out and hit the trail. Once I've picked my trail, it is time to decide which backpack I'm going to take, and I have quite a few. But for a standard day hike, I like to take this little guy right here. This is actually a backpack made by GoPro, and so it has lots of accoutrements to attach my GoPro to, which is fantastic. And it even comes with its own chest mount in here, and it has a camelback inside too. So it's really great for functionality as far as that goes. Obviously, I don't want to forget my GoPro to go along with that. So whatever backpack you choose, just make sure that you have enough room for all the things that you need, and that kind of depends on how many miles you're hiking, what the weather's going to be like, and maybe even who you're going to be going with. I do have a second favorite backpack that I take pretty much every day for work and on all my longer adventures, and this is the Outdoor Master backpack. As you can see, it's pretty dirty from all the wear and tear that it gets from me, but this one is great because it's got a ton of different pockets. It's got 2 holders for water bottles. You can also put a camelback in this, or a laptop, or something else. It's got these bottom straps, so if you're doing an overnight, this bag is really great because you can put your sleeping bag or your mattress pad underneath here, and it's easy to carry. It's also got these great side straps where I can oftentimes put my tripod, or I can put my walking stick if I bring that with me. And it's got all the great little straps that you want to make it nice and tight to your body, like these ones, so that it doesn't hurt your back as much. So now let's talk about what goes in my backpack. The number one most important thing to put in your backpack is water. And there have been countless stories over the years of people heading out into the wilderness and dying of dehydration, losing sight of the trail and running into a bad situation and not being able to stay hydrated. So I recommend that you take about 8 ounces of water for every hour that you're going to be out on a trail. And what I do for my personal backpack is I usually fill up 1 camelback. So I want to take one of my backpacks that obviously has a insert for a camelback. And then I'll take a second water bottle. This one's great. It's actually made of silicone, so when you're done drinking it, you can roll it up like that. And normally it's filled up like this. So it's great. It holds about 20 ounces of water. So that one I love to take with me because it's not heavy. And then I usually take a third water bottle depending on how many miles I'm going. Next on my list is obviously snacks. One of the snacks I'm just absolutely crazy about right now is these Wolo protein granola bars. There are 15 grams of protein in them. They are gluten-free, soy-free, and kosher. And they're fantastic for backpacking because they give me the nutrition that I need. They're actually all natural as well, so they've got some great vitamins and minerals in them, as well as like turmeric and vitamin C, zinc, a lot of things to keep you energized. And so these are great for hiking, or also I take them with me when I travel for, you know, those terrible snacks they have on the airplanes to replace those. So these are great. They're called Wolo. Check them out if you can. And then as far as other snacks, I always bring a ton of snacks. I usually have pretzels, I usually have some peanuts or other nuts, and obviously always a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Another part of my backpack that I don't usually leave the house without is my solar panel. And this little guy is great. It actually clips onto the outside of my backpack, and so I can hike and have it in use at the same time. And it comes with this little extra battery inside of it. So you can either be charging this battery while you're hiking, or it can actually just straight charge to your cell phone or your GoPro or whatever else that you have that can charge via USB. So this is a really great little inexpensive thing to have to make sure that you always have, you know, power to your devices if you need it. probably the most important but underrated item is a trail map. I can't tell you how many times I have gone out on a hike and just gotten turned around or lost the trail a little bit and wished that I had had my trail map. So this is a fantastic item that you should always have when you're going hiking, because most of the time if you're out on a hike, you're not going to have cell phone reception, and you might not run into anyone else that could give you directions. So it's always really important to know where you're going and have a trail map in case you get lost. Every hiker should absolutely also have a compass to go along with their map. A couple more gear and water items over here. I always carry this life straw. Now, luckily I haven't had to use it yet, which is great, but I'm very big on kind of being prepared for any sort of emergencies. Granted, I haven't been in one yet, which I'm very thankful for, but I always carry all kinds of emergency items just in case, you know, the worst does happen. I also carry this small little Coleman first aid kit, which has, you know, antibiotic wipes, Band-Aids, first aid ointment, a small sewing kit, and things like that in case I get a blister or I fall and cut my hand, which has happened several times. I carry a little thing of Purell just in case I get my hands dirty. These are two items that I have, not only my backpack, but my purse also. One is the Badger face stick. It's SPF 35 and it's all natural. So it's made of zinc oxide. It has no chemicals in it. And this is great to put on your face or your ears or the back of your neck. And I usually have this in a spray also because I don't like getting a sunburn anymore at this age. So having a sunscreen is really important when you're hitting the trail. The second one is this item. It's made by Baby Ganix. It's a face and lip balm. It's kind of like a chapstick and lotion in one. So it's perfect if you just have like either chapped lips or a little bit of windburn, something like that. It's a perfect thing to have. And don't ever leave home without some sort of ibuprofen or aspirin. I want to also tell you guys about kind of some of the emergency kit stuff that I keep in my backpack. I always have a flashlight. This one's great because it has a little beaner on it and I can just put it on my backpack. I also have a headlamp. I don't always carry all three of these items, but I usually have at least one, or always have at least one. And then this thing is great. It's by Bright Outdoors. It's actually solar and it stretches up like an accordion. So you can either use it as a lantern or you can use it just as a flashlight on here. And it charges by solar or by USB, so it's really fantastic just to have out kind of in the wilderness as well because it doesn't need batteries. So I love that. Next, I have in this little camo pouch my saw. So in case I'm ever needing to cut down some wood for some firewood, which hasn't had to happen yet, thankfully. I have this little saw in here and I can, you know, chop anything down that I need to in case I'm stranded out at night and need to start a fire and didn't have any firewood. So it's a really cool emergency thing to carry, and it's very small and compact. So if you do a lot of backpacking, I would definitely recommend having one of these just in case. You never know what you're gonna run into. I also always have a multi-tool. Now I have about 5 of these. You know, they range completely in price from $19.99 all the way up to $200 or $300. This one in particular is a Leatherman. It's fantastic because it has pliers, it has a knife, it has a ruler, it has a screwdriver, it has a little baby saw, it's got all kinds of stuff. And these are fantastic just for so many things. I mean, there's been times when I've just needed to like open a bag of chips and needed a pair of scissors, and I was like, oh great, I have my multi-tool. But you might also be in a situation where you need to pry something open or pry something closed. So it's good to just have an all-purpose knife that you can use for a variety of functions. I also carry a fire stick. Luckily, I haven't had to use this either. But this thing's great because it has a compass on it as well, and it's flint. So you just spark it onto some dry tinder and you can get a fire going pretty easily with this. I also always carry a Mylar rescue blanket. Now, this would be in a situation where someone might have hypothermia from maybe falling in a river or just being too cold from some other reason or an injury, something like that. So it's a good thing to keep in your bag. I mean, it's super small, it doesn't take up any space, so why not, right? The last couple of things that I take with me in my backpack or on my person are a bandana, which I try to always wear just in case, because I don't like getting too much sun. I always have a scarf as well, just for sun protection. I carry a towel, which obviously I think we all know what that's for, in case I have something I need to wipe off my hands or my face or whatever else you need that for. I always have a pair of extra socks, because the worst thing is being out on a hike and having wet feet. Nobody wants that. And then there's like all kinds of other things that you can get from having wet feet. So it's always good to have a dry pair of socks and some extra layers. Right now I'm obviously wearing a tank top. If I were going hiking right now, I would definitely bring a long sleeve shirt, probably also a light jacket just in case you need it. And obviously a hat, because we all know that I don't go outside without a hat anymore. And obviously a pair of sunglasses. So it's really important to always protect yourself from the sun, no matter where you're hiking. Always bring adequate water, always bring adequate sunscreen. And most of all, enjoy yourself and enjoy nature. Now all that's left is to grab some friends and hit the trail. I hope this video has inspired you to fill up your backpack and get outdoors. As always, I'm Alice Ford. Never stop exploring.